Hello there everyone. Today we have a review and it's an earbud review. We have over here an earbud named NiceHCK EB2S Pro. Now let me show you the box right over here. This is the box that it comes with. Let's get right into the review, right? Here's the accessory, here's the box, here's the name. It's a hard ass name, I don't know. God, I said ass already, never mind. Who cares? Here's some characteristics: impedance 32 ohm and sensitivity 112 dB per milliwatts. That means it's an easy earbud to drive. Let's open this up. And here's the card. You know, if you want to go at it in your own free time, feel free to do so. This is where the earbuds came in, and below this was some paperwork and some sleeves for it, which I'm gonna show you right now. But you know, pretty basic packaging. It comes in different versions and different if I could put this back, I will show you that. As you can see, it comes with 3.5 or 4.4 balanced cable, and you can get it with a microphone or not a microphone. As you can see, my unit over here is the one with the microphone. Here's the controls. It doesn't have a volume control, but it's just a play buzz control or next or previous track. And actually, let me open this up. And now let's talk about the cable and the build. I would say build is pretty great. It's 8 year, and the cable is pretty thin, I have to say that. But it has a good feeling. It has a good feeling in your hand, and it feels sturdy, you know. It is thin, but it behaves well. You know, as you can see, it doesn't tangle, because I just opened it and I wrap it a lot. It does get some memory, you know, but it generally behaves pretty well. It never gets tangled, so that's what I want in my cables. And that's, I think, the bare minimum. It doesn't give you any headache, or it doesn't bother you. Aesthetically, it's, you know, it's your own cup of tea. I don't really like the color blue, but it's okay, you know. I'm not gonna cry about it. So here it is. As you can see, I have the foams on it, and let me show you what the sleeves that it came with. Here they are. It came with a silicone ring style, and it came with like a couple of different regular foams. As you can see, I've mixed and matched white and black. And yeah, sound wise, these things only, I tried this on, I didn't like it. It just gave me a smidge more treble, which I didn't really ask for. So, and I didn't really like the comfort on this. I don't know why they included something like this, but you know, that might be something you like the comfort. So you should definitely give it a try if you have it. But yeah, the foams are good quality. They feel very soft. I like that. And let me show you, let me take off this. Here, as you can see them. Oh yeah, this is a 14.6 millimeter driver. Should I bring it closer? Yeah. And yeah. Oh well, I wish I didn't do that. Let me put it back on, and we can get right into talking about the sound here, because boy oh boy do I have something to say. Well, I have a lot to say, and don't worry, it's good things. Let me give this another wrap. I'm pretty anal about these things. Oh my god, I said anal. Well, don't kill me, YouTube. And let's talk about the sound. Okay, this thing sounds amazing right out of the bat. I love the sound on these things. Let's start talking about the mids, because I think that's where these things shine. I love the mids on these things. It's excellent tuning. Okay, the general tuning on this thing, it's neutral, and it's a natural flavor of neutral. I would say like there's a difference between natural and neutral, and it's slightly, but I love this. First, the mids. I love the mids. You know, one thing about these things, the mids don't have that regular, like usual. If you heard like a Harman tuned IEMs or like earbuds, you can see that there's like a scoop in the lower mids that makes it sound thin. You know, the vocal content, the lower parts, not completely the bass, but the lower parts between bass and your mids, the the body of the sound is gone, and that's what people mean when they say something sounds thin in vocals. And this thing, it does not do that. There's no scoop there. I mean, I haven't looked at the frequency response graph, but from what I hear when I listen to these things, there's no scoop over there. So the mids, the vocals, sounds pretty clean. There's no thinness. It has that full body, and it doesn't overdo it too. It doesn't sound muffled or like a. It doesn't sound muffled. It sounds still clean, and it sounds full. There's a body to the mids, and I love that. And the second point is that there is a good amount of treble on this earbuds, and that gives it that micro details presence, and I love that too. So these two things combined with the mids being pretty clean and excellent make the mids on this amazing. I love it. I use this for video content, YouTube. I watch movies on this thing, and dialogues, vocals, everything sounds great. Your music, vocals sounds amazing. It's not like some earbuds where it's like too pushed forward in your mix and it's right in front of you. No, it has good staging. It has good positioning for the vocal content. It's not too far back that gets lost like between the bass and the guitar. It sits right in between, and I just love it that it hits that perfect spot for the vocals. And let's move on to the next part, which I think this is the best part about this earbud, the treble. The treble on this thing is amazing. As I said, there's a lot of treble here, but it never comes to the point that it becomes harsh, that it bothers you. And if you increase the volume, it's not the first, it's, okay, it can be tolerated. If you listen to music for if you listen to stuff loud, you can tolerate this to a good point. But I recommend you not do that. If you have to listen to your music loudly, it's probably not good mix, at least not mastered music, not good mastered music. So keep that in mind. Don't listen to it on high volumes. Sorry, I spaced out a little bit over there. But yeah, the treble is actually pretty amazing. I think not only earbuds, nothing else in this price range comes close to the treble on these things. It gives you a lot of micro details, and combined with its excellent details and resolution, I think that makes it sound amazing. That makes it sound actually amazing. So I love this thing for the treble. Never bothers you and gives you a lot of details. Okay, let's move on and talk about bass. I left bass for the last part. But that doesn't mean it's bad at all. Look, I told you, this is a neutral/natural tuning. So it doesn't have a lot of bass, but it does have bass. If your music has bass, you definitely hear it. You listen for it, you hear it, it's there. And I would say that there's not a lot of quantity of bass, but there's a lot of, let me decrease the volume. There's a good quality of bass over here. It sounds very analytical and clean. And the difference, I would say, like, there's the difference between your electronic music. There's electronic bass. It sounds clinical. It sounds like analytical bass. It's clean, and it has a lot of sub bass compared to like a natural guitar string bass, which has like a lot of aggression and a lot of like details and plucking and attack. This is not that kind of bass. Okay, it represents that pretty well. I would say it sounds great, both kind of bass, but it leans towards the more clinical, analytical bass sound, and it is enjoyable. But it always sits at the back of the track in your mix, and it doesn't overpower your music. Okay, it lets the other things shine, and it gives a good complement into your mix, and I like that. And right now, I talked about the tuning of this thing. I'm gonna bring up some other ones, especially in the last note about the bass. I'm gonna compare it to some other buds. And since we talked about the bass, here's what I listen to when I need bass. This is the NiceHCK earbud. As you can see, I have the gold one here. And okay, I love these things, and I love both these things, but I do use these two alternatively. Sometimes I want a darker, and I want to say dark, I want a warmer tuning over here. I get to use these things. But the mids are not, on these things, are not as good as it are on here. But this thing has a lot of bass, it has actual aggression, and there's a lot of mid bass over here. And I know this sounds crazy because this is an earbud, but this thing, it has a sub bass sound to it. And so I do use these two alternatively. And lastly, I want to bring up two other earbuds over here. Here's the Apple earbuds. Okay, you might think that why is this doing here, but this is actually pretty decent, and it's a reference point because a lot of people have at least heard this thing. And compared to this thing, let me space them down a little bit more. It's total different tuning. Honestly, the Apple earbuds are like the weirdest tuning I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's nothing else comes to it, and I still use this thing. And I have loads of better audio products, IEMs, and earbuds in my library, I guess you could say. And I still use this sometimes. It has like, I can only compare the characteristics of sound here to the Sennheiser HD6 series mids. It has a certain quality, and it does sacrifice on bass and on treble, but the quality of the mids that you get here is amazing. And for certain genres and certain times and certain moods and certain situations, when I use this thing, nothing else comes close to this, you know. Even $100 IEMs and products don't compare to this. And here's at last the Monks Plus Venture Electronics Monks Plus earbuds. These things are $5, and for $5 they're pretty amazing. I wouldn't say amazing, they're pretty good, but I would say, like, out of everything over here, I almost never use these things. This thing, they all perform better. Okay, they're more expensive, like they're all twice or three times the price, but it's like $5. This is like $30. Okay, yeah. By the way, about the price on this thing, this is MSRP is $30, but you can usually get this like all the time on sale for below 20. I think I paid like 25 for these things. So yeah, these things are 10, 20, and $5 around these prices. You know, in like sales, which happens a lot, you can all get all these things like below price. Now, yeah, as I was saying, these things, okay, yeah, they don't compare at all. Like, they're still pretty good, but they still outperformed by everything on here, on all the IEMs. They're pretty good though. But for $5, for below $10, nothing beats this. You know, it's like pretty amazing. Like, so cheap, you can keep it in your pocket, throw it around. It's like very replaceable. And it sounds good. There's a lot of, I think this thing has the most amount of bass in it. Even more than this. But, you know, the quality is like leagues better over here. And there's not much technical performance to this thing. It still sounds good. I still honestly have to listen to this more, because I got all of these things at the same time, and I didn't get to stay on this for a long time, because all the other things are like pretty much better. So, and since I compared these things, we talked about tuning, we talked about sound signature, and I want to say one amazing thing about these things over here. The NiceHCK EB2S Pro. This thing has excellent technical performance. And I would have to say, like, there's nothing else that comes close to this thing in technical performance, honestly. It's leagues better and from everything in this price range. And not only earbuds, but also IEMs too. And that might sound crazy to you. I do love earbuds, and I do listen to a lot of Flathead earbuds. But I still love IEMs too. And here is like Moondrop Chew 2. This is my first IEM that I got for like before even earbuds. And I used to listen to this thing a lot. I love these things. and they still sound pretty good. And I do have like other IEMs in this price range. I have Truth Ear Gate, which, by the way, I am using the microphone and that cable to record right now, so I can't show it. Maybe I can show it. Let me. Here. Yeah. And these things have the best technical performance. They're at least one step ahead of everything else. The sound stage, obviously earbuds, all earbuds have better sound stage than the IEMs. Okay, not all of them, but usually in the same price range, earbuds definitely have like a loads better sound stage because they're open and they have that open sound and they feel very airy and open sound stage. Like you feel the space much better. And some earbuds don't use that pretty well. Okay, like these things over here, not much sound stage. Same thing with his over here. But like this thing and this thing, they have excellent technical performance. And I would say that this is like stellar imaging over here. And I'm gonna say it right now that below $30 from everything, IEMs, earbuds I've heard, this has like a couple of leagues better, couple of steps ahead in sounds, like not sound stage. I mean, yes, but technical performance too. Like imaging on this thing is amazing. Below $50, there's nothing else that sounds this good at imaging and separating the sounds between different instruments, different sections. And I've heard better, but I've heard better on like $100 IEMs. Up until there, there's nothing else. Okay, I have over here an IEM. Let me show you. This is like a lot of products on my desk. This is Truth Ear Hexa. It's $80 IEM, and it has amazing imaging. And yeah, this thing has like a step ahead in imaging than this thing. But this is $80 IEM, and it's like 2.5 times the price of these things. And it's an IEM and it isolates you. But this thing, for being an earbud and being super comfortable, and it has amazing, excellent. Like you can pinpoint. I play a lot of Minecraft, and I can definitely tell the positioning of everything, like through walls. I can tell the positioning of certain things. It has excellent imaging, sound, and excellent sound stage. You can definitely pinpoint where the sound comes from. It's amazing for that. If you play games for gaming, I would definitely tell you to, try it out. And yeah, this microphone, it's very good actually. The microphone on this thing. If you use like earpods, these have good microphone as well, but this thing is better than those, definitely. And so yeah, and technical performance on this thing, it's amazing. If I wanted to rank them from technical performance wise, I would say this is like not only one step ahead, couple of leagues ahead, like 2 steps ahead, not couple, like 2 steps ahead of everything. And then comes this thing. This thing is amazing. And then like these things over here, like this, So that was the general review of this thing. Let me give this final wrap and close this review. So that was it. I don't think I missed out on anything. So if you have more questions, you think I missed out on any explanation, any part, more comparisons, you have questions, specific things, you can ask me and I will answer. If you have suggestions, if you want to see reviews on these things, tell me.